Welcome to part 8 of the 52 story Treehouse by Andy Griffiths and Terry Denton. Chapter 8, The Dungeon. Mr. Big Nose, says Terry, is that you? Of course it's me, says Mr. Big Nose. What are you two clowns doing here? You're supposed to be writing a book. We are, I say. At least we were, but we got to page 54 and realized that you hadn't called to remind us about the deadline like you usually do, so we called you, but you weren't there. It looked suspicious, so we decided to investigate and search for clues. Grr, open, zipper. Why don't you open, foolish zipper? And the trail of clues led you here, says Mr. Big Nose. Well, not exactly, I said. We found a caterpillar in your office. We figured it must have seen what happened to you, and we took it to Jill's house so she could talk to it. Ah, says Mr. Big Nose, so that's how you found me. Well, no, says Terry, because Jill had pricked her finger on a carrot and fallen asleep for 100 years. So I kissed her to wake her up, I say. Ew, says Jill. I know what you mean, says Terry, and it didn't work anyway because Andy's not a real prince. So then we had to go on a long journey to find an actual prince. But that's the best we could come up with was a potato prince. Oh, so that's why the potato was slobbering all over me, says Jill. Yes, I say, and I'm sorry about that. But at least you're awake now. Yeah, says Terry. And you can talk to the caterpillar and find out what happened to Mr. Big Nose. You fools, shouts Mr. Big Nose. You don't have to talk to a caterpillar. I'll tell you what happened. I was kidnapped by vegetables, that's what. But why, says Jill. Why would vegetables do such a thing? Because I published Vegetable Patty's book, Fun with Vegetables, that's why. Apparently, they're a little upset about it. So the book was a clue, says Terry. I thought so. You thought everything was a clue. I said, even your own hand did not, says Terry. Did so, I say. Did not. Did so times infinity, I say, which wins the argument. But Terry doesn't hear me over the loud crunching and munching sounds coming from the outside of the dungeon door. The sounds get louder and louder, and then a hole opens up in the door, and the caterpillar pokes its head through. Yay, says Terry. This is the caterpillar we were telling you about. It's come to save us. That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard, says Mr. Big Nose. How could a caterpillar save us? By eating all the vegetables, of course, says Terry. Yeah, I say, that caterpillar can eat anything. So far today, it's eaten one fine fried egg car, one enormous black bird, 2 steamrollers, 3 rhinoceroses, 4 wacky waving inflatable arm flailing tube man, 5 giant moon spiders, 1 grumpy old tomato, 1 wall of asparagus spears, and 1 reinforced celery door. That caterpillar is amazing, says Terry. We should write a book about it. Well, don't expect me to publish it, says Mr. Big Nose, as if anyone would want to read a book about a really hungry caterpillar. I would, says Terry. I love animal stories, but I don't think that caterpillar will be eating anything else today. Why not, says Terry. Because it's making a cocoon, says Jill, and once inside, it will transform into a beautiful butterfly, and then it will eat all the vegetables, says Terry. No, says Jill, because it won't have a mouth. Just a proboscis for sucking nectar from flowers. Well, that's no use to us, I say. What are we going to do? You're going to come with us, says a gruff voice, as two eggplant guards unlock the door and enter the dungeon. It's lunchtime. Oh, thank goodness, says Terry. I'm starving. What are we having? You soup, says one of the eggplants. Says Terry. That sounds interesting. What's in it? Says the eggplant, pointing at him. Then he turns to the rest of us. And you, and you, and you. This is the end of part 8 of the 52 story Treehouse by Andrew Griffiths and Terry Denton.